Welcome back, everybody's Latin's Fight Picks. Today we will go over the UFC fight card for UFC 306, O'Malley vs Dvalishvilli, Season Noche, September 14th, 2024. I think it's in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and I think they'll be broadcasting into the Sphere. I don't know how that's going to work. That's going to be quite interesting. Thank you very much for joining me, and we will go over the fight card as usual from the first fight to the main event. And as I was saying, I'm going to try get at least these main pay-per-views out on the channel. So thank you very much for joining me, and let's start. First fight. Raul Rosas Jr. versus Quin. Raul will be 5'9", 67-inch reach, 9 wins, 1 loss, 19 years old. Quin, 5'7", 69-inch reach, 25 wins, 10 losses, 31 years old. This is a kind of a setup fight for Rosas. It's his fight to lose. He's got to get it to the ground. Quin is susceptible on the ground. He's very tough. He's very durable on the feet. I think Rosas is going to just shoot for takedowns. He's not going to stand and bang with this guy. And he's eventually going to win this by submission. And he's a Mexican fighter. Obviously, the Mexican fighters, you're expecting them to be leaned towards because it's Mexican Independence Day or something like that. So I can't remember exact date. I think it was in August, but maybe it's September. I can't remember from last year. I remember Mexican Independence Day. So I mean, it's fairly straightforward. We've seen Quin. You know, he's a very low tier fighter. They're trying to move up Rosas slowly up the ranks. He's 19 years old. He's got some experience. He's got a good gas tank. He's getting better in there. He's getting a little more experience and smarter with his gas tank when he's attacking all the subs. And I think they've set him up to win this fight. So he's a huge favorite. Not even worth betting. Moving on. Edgar Torres versus Joshua Van. Edgar Torres, 5'7", 71-inch reach, 11 wins, 5 losses, 28 years old. Joshua Van, 5'5", 65-inch reach, 10 wins, 2 losses, 22 years old. Originally, Kevin Borjas was going to fight Torres, and I was picking Torres, of course. And I think it was kind of a setup fight for Torres, and I think he was going to be the better fighter in there as far as I saw. Taller, longer, rangier, really good on the ground, and etc. But now Joshua Van steps in because the other guy can't fight. And Joshua Van is chomping at the bit to come over and redeem himself for the last loss. And I bet against Joshua Van in that one, and it was a good pick. But Joshua Van is a really good fighter. He has got really good takedown defense, and he's a great striker. And he does start slow, but he gets his reads and he just keeps coming at you. Good boxer, good defense. And you got Edgar Torres, who's going to be the much longer fighter in there. He's going to be good on the ground. And he's actually not a bad striker, too. I like Edgar Torres, but against Joshua Van, coming off that KO and wanting to redeem himself, I mean, he took this fight on short notice. And I think he really wants to fight and fix what happened last time. I think Edgar Torres is a great fighter. I just haven't seen him against the top echelon of fighters yet. The people he's beat is lower level. I think in this case it's going to be a close fight. Joshua Van is the favorite for a reason. He's fought pretty good competition, definitely mid-tier competition that he's beaten as well. And of course the last one he unfortunately lost. I know Torres might be the Mexican fighter, but I think the original matchup was a favorable matchup. This is not a favorable matchup. I think Torres won't be able to take him to the ground. I think they'll be striking. And even though Torres is longer, Van is used to this. He's always a shorter fighter in there. And I think he's going to win this fight. He's going to win. Well, actually, I'll go over the board of how I think he's going to win. Torres is very tough, so I don't know if he can get him out of there early. Moving on, Yasmin Yaragui versus Ketlin Souza. Yasmin Yaragui, 5'3", 64-inch reach, 11 wins, 1 loss, 25 years old. Ketlin Souza, 5'3", 63-inch reach, 14 wins, 4 losses, 29 years old. Souza's barely UFC level. She says he's 5'3". I saw it the pre-fight conference standoffs or face-offs. Uruguay looks a lot taller than her. Maybe they're wearing different kinds of shoes. But yeah, she's going to be a taller fighter. She's going to be a longer fighter. She's going to be a way better boxer. She's already fought Sam Hughes, who's a way better fighter than Souza, and beaten her handily. So I can't see this going any other way. She's a way better striker. She's got good takedown defense. Souza's okay. I think she's a little small for the division. She's okay striker, okay on the ground. Well, she's pretty good on the ground, but I think it's lower level opponents. I think she's going to have a hard time with Uruguay. I don't think she'll be able to take her down. She won't be able to stand on her feet. And Uruguay's going to have her way, and she's a huge favorite for a reason. So Uruguay's going to be the pick, not too complicated. Moving on, Manuel Torres. And actually, they're both just to go back, both those girls are Mexican fighters. So Manuel Torres versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Manuel Torres, 5'10", 73-inch reach, 15 wins, 2 losses, 29 years old. Ignacio Bahamondes, 6'3", 75.5-inch reach, 15 wins, 5 losses, 27 years old. This is the least certain of my picks. I went back and forth. Originally, when I saw this fight, I thought Manuel Torres, very dynamic. He's got a lot of momentum. He's been finishing people. Got just how can I put it? He's got a lot of charisma in there. It's fun to watch. You want to watch this guy's fights. So I originally picked him, and then I was watching some old fights from Ignacio Bahamondes, and the fact is that he is a very durable fighter. Even though he has gotten hurt, he's never been KO'd. He has gotten taken down by people who are good wrestlers, and that's how he tends to lose. If you could take him down, if you're a good boxer and you're a good wrestler, you could win a decision against Bahamondes. But he's a hard guy to finish. Manuel Torres, he's an okay wrestler. He's okay on the ground, and he's a really good, powerful striker. We haven't seen him go into the later rounds, so I don't know what he's going to look like after the second round. Bahamondes, what he's going to look like. He's got a great gas tank. So Manuel Torres is going to go all out for the first 2 rounds. I don't know what it's going to look like in the third round. That was my hesitation, is if he doesn't take Bahamondes out, he's going to have a problem. Looking at those face-offs, this 5'10", 6'3", I don't know what they're thinking. There's possibly a 2-inch advantage in height. There's a 2-inch reach advantage. So Bahamondes is going to be the taller, lankier, longer guy, but it's not by that much. Something's wrong with these numbers. Manuel Torres is going to be the more powerful guy in there, but he does get hit. He's not really good defensively. His offense is his defense, and he does get hit when he's coming in. And you got a sniper like Bahamondes that's going to be tagging him. So if it's by decision, Bahamondes is going to win this. If it's by KO, Torres is going to win it. It's a 50-50 fight for me. I'm going to slightly, of the slightest of leans, lean to Bahamondes' decision. It's going to be a close fight. If he doesn't get KO'd, he's going to win this fight. And Torres, we haven't seen. But like I said, I went back and forth. This is my 50-50 fight. I don't have very strong inclinations either way, but if I had to just go with a deep gut feeling, it could be Bahamondes by decision, even though originally I thought Torres was going to win this. So that one, take it for what it's worth, right? Unless you bet Torres by KO and Bahamondes by decision, that'd be 2 good bets. Moving on. Irene Aldana versus Norma Dumont. Irene Aldana, 5'9", 68.5-inch reach, 15 wins, 7 losses, 36 years old. Norma Dumont, 5'7", 67-inch reach, 11 wins, 2 losses, 33 years old. Irene Aldana is a good striker. She's tall for the division. She's had some really good fights. Sometimes some not so good fights, but it was at a really high level of opponents. She's tough. She's durable. She is the Manuel. Just to go back once, Manuel Torres is the Mexican fighter. Sorry, Irina Aldana is the Mexican fighter. Norma Dumont's the Brazilian fighter. I saw the face-offs. I think the 5'9", 5'7" is a little overrated. I think Aldana's barely taller than Dumont, so I don't think it's going to be a huge reach advantage. I think it's only 1 inch or so. Aldana's going to be definitely just a longer, lankier fighter. She's got a little bit longer reach. Dumont's more stout, more powerful. But I think she's got a lot of momentum. She's 33 years old. Aldana, 36 years old. I think her momentum is stopped. I think she's there for entertaining fights. I think she's kind of like a gatekeeper at this point. I think Norma Dumont has to get by her. I think she will get by her. I think she's decent on the feet. Norma Dumont's pretty good on the feet, and I think she's got some pretty good takedowns, and I think that's going to be the difference for a decision by Dumont over Aldana. Moving on to the main card. First fight, Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Ode Osborne. Ronaldo Rodriguez, 5'6", 65.5-inch reach, 17 wins, 2 losses, 25 years old. Ode Osborne, 5'7", 73-inch reach, 12 wins, 2 losses, 32 years old. This is a low-level fight. Ode Osborne is definitely on the lower level of the fighters. Ronaldo Rodriguez is new, so it's hard to tell exactly where he's at, but he has only fought lower-level guys. There's going to be an inch reach advantage, height advantage, a huge reach advantage for Ode Osborne. He's got an advantage in reach on everyone. He's got really long limbs, so he's very dangerous. He's good from distance, and he's fast. He's a fast striker, and he can KO a lot of people. I don't think he's really that powerful, but he's very accurate, and he's quick. He's decent on the ground. I don't think that's really going to help him here. I think Rodriguez is a great scrambler. He's got good BJJ. He's really good on the ground. I don't think Osborne can take this to the ground, and if he did, I think he can get reversed on it. Ronaldo Rodriguez, I mean, he looks like, what's a good way to describe this guy? He looks like the Aztec warrior version of Skeletor. So he's the kind of guy that's kind of in your nightmares. And he looks really aggressive, and he does get hit a little too much, which could be cause for concern against Osborne, who's pretty accurate. But so far, he's been eating them pretty good, and he's really aggressive, and he comes forward, which is something that's really good for Osborne, so he's not at distance. Osborne is kind of like the anime version of the samurai. So, I don't know, looking at the two people when they were facing off, they're like, Rodriguez is going to eat this guy up. But Osborne is a talented striker. Don't underestimate him. But I think the momentum and just the dynamicism, if that's even a word, of Rodriguez is going to carry this through, just through his aggressiveness and his attacks. I think he's going to win this fight. I think Osborne is on his way out. And Rodriguez, we don't know where he's going, but it looks like, they really wanted to have this guy on this card. I think he's going to win this fight. Fairly confident, just from the aggressive standpoint that he's going to win this, apart from me getting tagged from some unusual, unseen, really quick punch. And even then, we don't know if he's going to be able to take it. I'm going to go with Rodriguez on this one. The new guy. He's 25 years old. I like his attitude. Moving on, Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovics. Daniel Zellhuber, 6'1", 77-inch reach, 15 wins, 1 loss, 25 years old. Esteban Ribovics, 5'10", 69-inch reach, 13 wins, 1 loss, 29 years old. Both these guys are strikers. They don't want to be on the ground. They've got defense to stop takedowns, but these guys want to be on the feet, right? So this is going to be an entertaining fight. You got Esteban, who's going to be a little shorter, and he's definitely going to have a huge reach disadvantage. And if there was any questions about, these guys are both great strikers, and Ribovics is definitely durable, he's definitely dynamic, and he's definitely powerful, and he's fast. Zellhuber is a very accurate striker, and he's going to have this massive reach advantage. So I think this is going to go to a decision. I think they're both tough. They're both durable. They're not. Nobody's going to take this to the ground. They're going to be a striking affair, and I think Zell Huber's going to win a decision just because of the reach advantage, if anything else. Love watching Rubik's fights. Zell Huber, I like watching him fight now. I mean, there was one fight I guess I bet on him. It was a huge disappointment against Ogden. But anyways, that's because he was concerned about the takedowns. This is not the case here. I think the reach advantage is going to be the deciding factor. He's going to win by decision just by landing from the outside and catching Rubik's coming on the inside. Moving on. Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopes. Brian Ortega, 5'8", 69-inch reach, 16 wins, 3 losses, 33 years old. Diego Lopes, 5'11", 72.5-inch reach, 25 wins, 6 losses, 26 years old. Lopes has been on a tear. He's been fighting some top-level competition and winning. I think that the 3-inch reach advantage is a little misleading. I saw them on the stand in the face-offs. It looked like, you know, it was maybe an 1.5 inch height difference, but it seems like there's like a 3-inch, you know, reach advantage. Diego Lopes is very long. It's very dangerous. I mean, these guys are both masters on the ground. So this is going to be really entertaining. I don't know if they've got an advantage on each other on the ground. I think they're going to be able to nullify a lot of the submissions. I think it's going to play out a lot on the feet and some on the ground, but I think it's going to be mostly on the feet. So here's the thing: is who do you think is going to win on the feet? I saw Diego Lopes against who did he beat last time? Ige, and Ige took a last-minute fight, and I had bet on Ige, and he lost a very close decision against Lopes. And in the later rounds, you saw Ige really coming on. I think Ortega's a little bit better than Ige, and Ige took that fight on just a few hours' notice. I think Lopes is definitely a better fighter than I thought he was. I remember him winning against Yusuf by destroying him, and I didn't think he was going to do that. I bet on him against Sabatini. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm going to go with Ortega on this. He is the underdog. You know, I didn't like the body language for Ortega, you know, when they were doing the face-offs. But I just think Ortega's just been here for so long. It just doesn't seem like it's really exciting him. And Lopes looked a little more excited. But this is Lopes' first, well, not first, but he's moving up. Ortega's been there for a while, and he's fought the best guys. So he's a plus 150 underdog. I'm going to go with Ortega. I don't think he's too old. He's 33 years old. Lopes is coming close to the ceiling. It's going to be a close fight. I got to go with the underdog on this on Ortega with the experience. Moving on. Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. Alexa Grasso is 5'5", 66-inch reach, 16 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 31 years old. Valentina Shevchenko, 5'5", 66.5-inch reach, 24 wins, 4 losses, 36 years old. The glaring factor is this: Shevchenko is 36 years old. Is she the same fighter as last year? This is about the time to start to slow down. She could still be at peak. She might not be. This is such a close fight. Last time it was a split decision. I thought Shevchenko should have won that fight, but it was a really close fight anyway. So even though I disagreed with that 10-8 round that was given by one of the judges, who would have, if that wasn't the case, Shevchenko would have won a split decision. There was one round in there that it could have gone either way anyway, so which I think 2 of the judges gave to Shevchenko, 1 judge gave to Grasso, and to me it was like that could have gone either way. I thought Shevchenko should have pulled it off, but she didn't. A little disappointing. Again, it was one of the Mexican Independence Day in Vegas. You know, all the Mexicans were there, and yeah, I think Grasso got a little bit of a rub on that one, like as in good rub, but it was a close fight, and this is going to be a close fight too. I watched that fight again, and in the 5th round, Shevchenko was winning that round, and I thought that if she didn't grab her in a headlock and get reversed and put on the ground, she was on her way to actually winning that fight. And excuse me, the difference in the fight, and I really see the difference is if Shevchenko, whoever gets on top seems to be dominating or controlling the person on the bottom, and Shevchenko was getting on top most of the time with the takedowns. So there's going to be that advantage, but the Shevchenko jab is there every single fight. And the jab from Shevchenko is what's really been hurting Grasso. Her on the outside, with the jab, And I think that's going to be the difference. If they're the same fighters, I think the jab is going to win it for Shevchenko. I think she sees a lot of the stuff that was even, if Grasso comes in, she can take her down, but she shouldn't be looking for the takedown because I think she could win this on the feet just by the jab. And she's going to be a little faster, I saw on the feet. And if it's the same fighters, it's going to be a close fight. I'm going to lean with the underdog, Shevchenko. I picked her last time. Unfortunately, it was a draw. I'm going to pick her again. And let's see what happens. Maybe she's got one more in her. Like I said, it's going to be the Shevchenko jab that can win this for Shevchenko. So, and if it's still there, if it's just as fast, she's going to win this decision. This is Mexican Independence Day, but it's in Saudi Arabia. That's generally the, where she's from. Where is she? Kazakhstan? Is she from Kazakhstan or Tajikistan, maybe, or something like that? So it's in that part of the world. I mean, if that plays anything into it, right? I mean, if they pick Shevchenko, they won't have a riot from the Mexicans because they're halfway around the world. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Shevchenko. She is the underdog. I mean, if given this fight, I'll just pick the underdog in this one. She was the favorite, I think, last time. I think. Moving on. Sean O'Malley versus Morad Dvalishvilli. Sean O'Malley, 5'11", 72-inch reach, 18 wins, 1 loss, 29 years old. Morad Dvalishvilli, 5'6", 68-inch reach, 17 wins, 4 losses, 33 years old. If you had asked me before O'Malley won the belt, who did he beat? I can't remember. I saw Morad beat Peter Yan, and when he beat Peter Yan, I'm like, man, this kid's going to be the champ. And it's really hard to stop him continually attacking. And then O'Malley, what did he win? He fought Sterling, and I was really impressed with how well and how accurate he was. And he ended up knocking out Sterling. Sterling couldn't take him to the ground. That's the same thing that can happen here. And obviously O'Malley's the favorite because of what he did to Sterling. But I don't think Sterling is as good a wrestler as Dvalishvilli is. I don't think Sterling can take a punch as good as Dvalishvilli. I think Sterling might be a better striker than Dvalishvilli, but Dvalishvilli will not be standing with O'Malley. And we know one thing, this guy can shoot 50 takedowns in 5 rounds. O'Malley's got to stay on the outside. He's going to try catch him on the way in with a knee or something like that. So, I mean, this fight could go either way. I saw the weigh-ins or the face-offs. O'Malley's towering over this guy, but it could work in his advantage because he's even harder to hit because he's so small, right? He's going to have to be punching down. When I saw O'Malley beat Sterling, I thought this guy's going to be hard to beat if he's as accurate as he is. And kind of went back and forth on this one. I'm going to go with my first feeling. I'm going to pick Dvalishvilli is going to finally win that belt, and he should have been the champ a long time ago, but he was waiting his turn. He was letting Sterling, who is his teammate, be the champ, and he's going to eventually take over. And this is the plan. That was their plan. I think this plan is going to happen. I don't think Dvalishvilli can. It's a coin flip fight. I mean, even if he wins this, the next one, he could very well lose. But we'll see what happens. But O'Malley's going to have to knock him out. O'Malley's not going to win this by not knocking Dvalishvilli out, because if Dvalishvilli keeps coming at him and he doesn't get knocked out, he's eventually going to start taking him down as the fight moves on. And Dvalishvilli has to just not get knocked out. So it's a little tougher done than said just because of what happened to Sterling. But Sterling looked absolutely terrible there. It looked very tentative, very scared. I'm going to go with Dvalishvilli on this one. He is the underdog. Low level confidence, of course. All right, let's look at the board. All right, let's move this. Where is that board? How's that board look? The lights playing games here, yeah? There. How's that? Sorry. It's kind of in the daytime. Okay, we can see it. All right, again, not financial advice. Bet only what you can afford to lose. Take what I've got on the board and my recommendations and do your own research and compare it to what you think and maybe set up some bets for yourself or some parlays. This is the order of confidence I have, and take them for what they're worth, I guess, and compare it to what you think and make the best of it. So, highest level of confidence, Uruguay. I can't see the other girl doing anything to her. I think she's going to give a masterclass in striking. I have a feeling she might win by KO. Rosas Jr., 1150. I mean, I wouldn't touch that bet anyway, but Rosas Jr. should win this. I think he's going to win it by sub. It's going to be my pick. Zell Huber. I think he's, coming into his own. I think he's got a huge reach advantage. I think they're both strikers, and striking from distance, this guy should win the decision. Van, again, he's going to be fighting, what's his name again? Torres, who I really like, who's going to be much longer than him. But Torres is going to have a hard time taking Van to the ground, so it's going to be a striking battle. Van's used to being the shorter guy. He's a very powerful striker, very hungry. It's a last-minute thing. I think he's going to win this by decision. Torres is a tough guy. I can't see him being taken out. Rodriguez against Osborne. And again, the Aztec warrior version of Skeletor is definitely scary in there, and I think he's hungry and he's young and he's going to go after Ode. And apart from some perfect pinpoint accurate strike, and even then we don't know if he's going to be able to eat it, I think Rodriguez is going to win this by KO. I think Ode is on his way out. Moving on, Dumont. I think she's going to win this. It was a pick'em type of fight. I just think she's got the momentum. I think she's going to get the decision. I think she's going to take her to the ground. I think she's going to win it on the judges' scorecards. Ortega, he's the experienced guy. He's not too old. He's been there before. He's a decent striker. He's definitely durable. And we've seen him take some beatings. And he might not be the better. I don't know if he's not necessarily the better striker. He's as good a striker. A little underrated, and I think Lopes is definitely going to be the longer guy. I underrated him. I think he's a pretty good striker. I think they're both going to be pretty even. It's going to be a coin flip type of fight. Going to go with the underdog in this one. Dvalishvilli, again, who's going to implement their game plan? If this guy can keep going and keep going and keep going and be at the legs of O'Malley's going to be in for a long night. I had a feeling he was going to be the champ at some point. I'm going to go with the fact that he's going to be the champ now. He is the underdog again. Shevchenko, I thought she won the last split decision. It was so close. I think she's fought her 3 times. Both of them know each other inside and out. I think Shevchenko is going to have the quicker jab, the better jab, and she's going to win it on the scorecard by her jab. Bandz versus Torres, I flip-flopped on this one. I mean, if you're going to bet on Bandz, bet on by decision. Torres by KO, that'd be a good bet. I went back and forth on this one. I'm going to slightly lean that he doesn't get knocked out and he wins a decision. And he's got more experience in the UFC, but it is 50-50. This one, I definitely careful not to put in my parlays. And if I did, I'd put either one, alternating kind of thing, right? Nevertheless, this is it. Let's move this over here. So oops. Take myself out. All right, well, that's it. Thank you very much for joining me. Good luck, everyone, on the fights. And like I said, do your own research, see what I've got, compare it to the other people that are on the internet, and see what they got to say and figure this out. Otherwise, good luck. I hope you guys do really good on your bets. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. If you disagree with any of the picks and why, you know, I'm always willing to engage. Definitely learning all the time to see a different perspective. And yeah, and after the fights, please leave a comment, see how you did. Love to hear back from you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a recap. I'll see if I can do a recap next week. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining me and good luck.